It's the 4th anniversary today of the Pulwama terror attack, which had led to the loss of life of 40 CRPF personnel, and India has not forgotten that. India paying tribute today to the men who had to sacrifice their life in the line of duty. Remember, 14 February 2019, a convoy of vehicles carrying security personnel on the Jammu-Srinagar National Highway was attacked by a suicide bomber with an explosive-laden vehicle at Lethpura, which is in the Pulwama district of the Kashmir Valley. Prime Minister Modi expressing grief on the 4th anniversary of the Pulwama attack today. Remember, Jaish-e-Mohammed had claimed responsibility for carrying out the terror attack, and which was carried out by a local terrorist, Adil Ahmed Dar, affiliated with the Pakistan-based terror group. Intelligence agencies, meanwhile, in their latest report have flagged an increase in activities in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, that there is an increase in the launch pad, and that Pakistan's ISI is changing its strategy and sending weapons and terrorists to target Punjab and Jammu. Remember, the past few days from the border, there has been an increased drone surveillance also. Payload and ammunition have been detected by the Border Security Force. So there is a change in strategy. But today, we also remember the day that was most brutal and gruesome for Indian citizens.
General, now coming to a topic that's very close to you, but have been one of the most troubling episodes in our country, which is the Pulwama terror attack. Your book comes out on the 4th anniversary of the Pulwama terror attack. Reading your book, one comes to know that you had just taken over the Chinar Corps in Srinagar when the terror attack had happened. So in more ways than one, the Pulwama terror attack was your trial by fire. You were thrust straight into a nightmare as soon as you had taken charge. You had experience in Kashmir, but this was probably the maximum level trial by fire that could happen. Take us through what happened that day, sir. Like, you were there, just 4 days old in that position. What happened?
Like you said, I took over the responsibility or the command of Chinar Corps on 10th of February 2019. I had multiple tenures earlier.
Yes.
I've been there since Captain Days of 1988. I've seen 19th of January,
so you're familiar with Kashmir.
1990 and everything. I've seen Kashmiri Pandit Exodus. I've seen a number of operations before that. And 10th of February I take over. 14th February, an attack of the magnitude of where we lost 40 bravehearts of CRPF. This type of attack had not happened in Kashmir terrorism history earlier with so much of damage. Yes, it took time for us to understand the magnitude of the damage.
Yes.
But there was no time to be lost. We got down to work straight away.
Immediately.
We immediately, like I'll give you a small anecdote I written in the book also. When I was traveling for a meeting, my ADC, Captain Sandeep Singh, actually a young officer, he was also following up the thing. This is 14th February evening. And he asked me in the vehicle, he said, "Sir, ab kya hoga?" Again, pardon my language, I said, "We will get the Now that is the time we need to recompose ourselves, get our composure together, get our act together, and then we got down to it. Within 48 hours, we got the intelligence, we struck, and less than 100 hours, we eliminated that module. The commander of that module was the code word Ghazi Kamran. And this is how Kitne Ghazi aaye.
Of your book, and everyone remembers that, that press conference as well.
So you heard that conversation from a co-commander, Lieutenant General Dhillon with Shivarur. I want to go across now to Jammu in this live telecast and bring in India Today's Sunil G. Bhatt. Sunil, you reported, I remember, that day also, and since what has been happening in Jammu and Kashmir. Any specific event planned for today? And also a reminder that we haven't forgotten that brutal incident. But what about the terror attacks, since there has been an increased alert, increased strategy, both from across the border, but our soldiers and our security apparatus also tightening even in Jammu?
Absolutely, Pooja. A grateful nation is paying tributes to the brave hearts in the Pulwama terror attack, 40 CRPF personnel were martyred, and various, events are being held today to pay tributes to the martyrs of Pulwama terror attack. There will be, tribute ceremony which will be held in Pulwama, in Srinagar, and in Jammu also, CRPF officers are going to lay wreath on the martyrs, and they are going to, pay their tributes. They are going to offer floral tributes. But Pooja, since the Pulwama terror attack, India has shown a strong will against terrorism, and we saw that soon after the Pulwama terror attack, our Air Force personnel carried out the Balakot airstrike deep inside Pakistan, and Jaish-e-Mohammed's training camp was targeted.
Yes.
So we have sent out a very strong message after the Pulwama terror attack that terrorism will not be tolerated, and if India is provoked, then India is going to hit back like anything.
And we have to
Pakistan,
constantly still be on guard. It's not that it's all gone away forever. There is a change strategy from Pakistan, heightened terror camps in POK as well. But India's security agencies also on alert. Sunil Ji Bhatt with the latest from Jammu. Sunil, thank you very much for now.